Howdy there, folks. How are y'all doing? My name is Reese, and today we ask the question, Wii to HDMI adapter. Is it worth it? Let me go ahead and spoil the end of this video for you. Yes, this is definitely worth it. If you need it. So what does this product do? Well, if you have a Wii, you're probably aware that it does not have an HDMI output. We use, obviously. We don't need those comments here today. A standard Wii, however, does not. So what this product does is it adapts from the analog output on the back of your Wii console to an HDMI output, and sometimes an additional headphone jack for reasons that I've yet to have explained to me. I say sometimes because there's a lot of these products, and they do vary slightly, but most of them look the same, perform the same. In fact, the only real difference seems to be the paint job and the logo. I have a theory on this, and I can't say that I have any concrete evidence, but I theorize that there's just a company in China rolling these out by the bucket load, and then there's just resellers slapping their own brand names on them and throwing them up on Amazon in droves. I say this because they all look the same, they all perform the same, and they all have about the same rating on Amazon. For better or worse, they're all within like a very tiny margin of error, which makes me think that at the end of the day, they're all the same. But I don't know that. For legal purposes, allegedly, I'm just theorizing. Now earlier I said that this product is worth it if you need it. So who might need a product like this? Well, obviously, if you have a Wii, and you have an HD TV that doesn't have those classic analog inputs, you're going to need a product like this to get an HDMI signal out. However, there's another use case, which is sort of like the one I have. If your TV has analog inputs, but they're not the best, this product might be worthwhile. Now, when I say they might not be the best, what I'm referring to is the input lag. See, all modern televisions are completely digital. So even if they have analog inputs, there's an analog to digital converter built into your TV. And if you have a nice brand name TV, odds are it probably works okay. But if your TV is a Changhong like mine, odds are it doesn't have the best converter in it. The analog to digital converter on my TV actually introduces a ton of input lag, which makes certain games on the Wii just unplayable. Good luck trying to do tight maneuvers on Mario Galaxy when there's so much input lag you can hit the thumbstick and then look up at the TV and wait for Mario to move. It's just not feasible. So those are the two use cases, and if you're in either one of those camps, yes, a product like this is definitely worth it. However, this product is hot garbage. To be clear, it works. It works fine. In fact, the signal that it outputs is almost identical to the component cables that you can get for the Wii, which we have reviewed here before. They're really great. Component versus composite is not even a competition. With the component cables, you get better contrast, you get richer colors, you get sharper details, and more importantly, it takes the image from what is usually output on a composite cable from the Wii, which is 480i to 480p. That's a progressive scan line. So for those of you who don't know, quick brief course, interlace updates different rows of pixels at a time. So if you're watching something that's 30 frames a second interlaced, it'll update these pixels and then these pixels. Progressive, on the other hand, updates the entire image. And while for some people this can be difficult to tell the difference, for others though, the difference between an interlace and a progressive image is kind of obvious. So yeah, better contrast, better color, better details, progressive image. This thing does all of that. It does it very well. However, the build quality is not good. For example, let's say you have your Wii. Let's say you have your Wii to HDMI adapter. Let's say you want to plug it in. All right, well, let's just, oh, look at that. What's happened there? That's not good. Let's take it out and let's investigate. Oh, okay. That just popped right out of there. I'm not even kidding. That the very first time I ever plugged this thing in, popped right open. Now, to be clear, it isn't broken. This is just a shell. This is the actual board on the inside that converts the analog signal to digital. You want to fix it, just slide it back together. Boom. Plugging it in properly just requires you put your finger back there and push in from the rear, and it goes in and it works fine. I've accidentally pulled it out of the sleeve many, many times, and it hasn't damaged it, so it seems to be okay. I actually have two different versions of this product, one that I have on a Wii right here that I'm working on for my nieces, and one that's plugged into my personal Wii in my office. Two different brands, entirely different brands, completely identical. Like, you can even pop them right out, look at the board, completely identical. The build quality woes do not end there, though. Plugging in an HDMI cable is also a lot of fun. I would almost recommend plugging it in outside the back of the console, because sometimes on some of these you have to apply so much force to the HDMI cable to get it to plug in. I sometimes just worry that I'm going to somehow damage the port on the back of the Wii because you're like pushing down and this thing's rocking around, but I haven't had that happen. It's garbage. So in summary, like I said at the very beginning of this video, if you need this product, or a product similar to it, again, there's tons of different options on Amazon, they're all about the same, yes, it's worth it. The analog to digital converter inside of this product is infinitely better than the one in my TV. There's no perceptible input lag. The quality is comparable to the component cables with the richer colors, the sharper contrast, the sharper image, the fact that it outputs a 480p signal. One thing that should be noted is some of these claim to output a 1080p signal, and while your TV might receive the signal and go, 1080p, they're not actually upscaling the image. It's not going to look any nicer than 480p. It's not doing any sort of fun things with the pixels. The image that comes out of the Wii, no matter what, is going to be 480p. You can't just make it 1080p. You can make it bigger and tell the TV that it's 1080, which is what some of these products do, but it's not actually doing any upscaling. For the price of these, you're not going to get any quality upscaling. Aside from the garbage build quality, I'm happy with this product, and I can recommend it if you need it. I can say that it's worth it. But wait just a moment. Let's say your TV has a decent analog to digital converter. In that case, I would recommend just getting yourself some component cables for the Wii. They look just as good, and they don't do this. Oops. If you want to find out more about those component cables, I actually have a video all about them that you can check out somewhere. I'll link to it in some way. Spoilers, the component cables are also worth it if you have a good analog to digital converter in your television. Or maybe you just have a straight up analog TV, in which case, what are you waiting for? Well, that's been me. Thank you folks for watching. God bless you, and I'll see you later.